So I had this thought after doing yesterday's video because at the very end, and really at the end of a lot of more recent servant videos, talking about new releases that we're getting over here on the NA side of things is, well, maybe you do want to go for this guy, but also keep in mind there's going to be anniversary and then there's going to be summer that brings some pretty good hype and just strong units in general. And I thought, well, why don't I just make a video talking about how much Saint Quartz and, different tickets and stuff we're going to be getting for the anniversary, because even if you're not going to be summoning for Archetype Earth, like I'm going to be skipping out on Archetype Earth myself for the summer banners, it's still very helpful to just know that you have a pretty decent amount of tickets and different Saint Quartz that are going to be coming in. So strap in, get comfortable. We're going to break this down in today's video. I think the most hype thing is going to be the Saint Quartz you get for leveling up servants, but there is actually some nice little things that they bring in the anniversary, especially with stuff like the rank up quests and whatnot, having a lot of free-to-play servants on there. That is another decent avenue for getting some more Saint Quartz. So let's get into this. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like informative videos like these. So first and foremost, as you can see, obviously, there's going to be the consecutive login over here. So make sure you're logging in, obviously, for the anniversary to get yourself essentially a free multi, as you will be getting 10 tickets for, logging in. Technically, you don't get it immediately. You do gotta wait 7 days, but again, even if you're going to be going for the summer units like myself, that's perfectly fine. It's whatever if you get them in 7 days, because I'm not summoning on the first banner. So this is immediately already just some nice Saint Quartz that you're going to be able to get your grubby little mitts on, or I guess technically tickets, but tickets, Saint Quartz, same thing basically, right? You're going to use both to summon. Then we have extra missions that do actually come in, which everyone should at least be able to get 30 as long as you're able to clear Avalon the Fae. Although I do like that they broke it up into different parts, because part 3 is where I do see a lot of newer players kind of struggling a little bit, whether it be the Bargus fight, whether it be the Albion fight, or obviously the Cernunos fight, right? Like that one is one that stumps a lot of players. Even if you're able to just get through part 2, that is 20 Saint Quartz, which is really nice. But if you've already finished it, like myself, you are going to be getting a free multi, which I think is super dope. Now, these ones over here, I don't know how relevant this will be for all of the players, because not everybody's got enough servants to do 250 strengthening quests, but if you are a whale, you've got like every single servant in the game. I guess technically you are going to be getting some extra Saint Quartz, but if you've got that many servants, you've either been playing for a really, really long time and just gotten really, really lucky, in which case I guess it's super dope, or you're a whale that just has pretty much every single servant in the game, and well, you were going to be buying some Saint Quartz for this anniversary anyway, but hey, it's still really, really nice if you're able to get that. And then these are things that everybody should be able to get as well. Just go through and do some of your different free quests, which, obviously everybody can do that. Just make sure you're up to date on your free quests. I mean, free quests are free Saint Quartz anyway, right? Like, so you should be having them done already, so make sure you keep those done and you get rewarded for being up to date on that. So that is also very, very nice. But then the thing I was talking about just a couple of minutes ago is the servant strengthening quest. Now, this is really good for 2 reasons. One, we have missions like these that say, hey, you've done, X amount of strengthening quests, you get 10 free Saint Quartz, and that's always very nice. But this one is bringing, I think it's 7. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, yeah, it is 7. So it's bringing 7 servants that everybody should have access to. Maybe you don't have Bunyan, but I believe the All the Statesmen event is now permanently available in the Rare Prism shop, if I'm remembering correctly. So you should have access to all of these servants. And, none of them are like even limited 3 stars. It's not as if Bedevir's getting a buff or something. So everybody should have access to all of these servants, except maybe not Giles, because I know Giles is story locked. Let me just double check that, because I think he is. Yeah, he's story locked, which I guess is a little unfortunate if you don't have Giles. So, okay, maybe it's only 6, but, again, I always have a bad time of just assuming that, like, everybody has done that dumb story multi at least once to get themselves a copy of Giles, right? But maybe not. It's really weird that they give you Kiyohime for beating Orleans and not Giles over there. I think Giles would definitely be a lot more useful for players because that's extra Saint Quartz. But look, at least it's 6 rank ups. And 6 rank ups, that might actually put you over that threshold for, hitting these multiples of 10 over here to get your 10 Saint Quartz. So potentially you will be getting one of these done as well, and then also getting about 2 Saint Quartz per clear over here as well. So For one, you got to level up these guys, which is already free Saint Quartz. That's already money. Then 2, you get to do this. And then 3, that might push you over the edge to getting another 10 Saint Quartz for, being up to X amount of, strengthening quests done. So that's also really, really nice. Then we move over here. There's a little bit, like there's 1 Saint Quartz, or not 1 Saint Quartz, but might as well be 3 Saint Quartz for the ticket for doing the Archetype Earth. What is this? The trial quest? Yeah. And then you also have like the ticket you have from the Da Vinci shop as well. So there's just like little extra tickets as well. So we're getting a decent bit of tickets. There's going to be some missions, finish Avalon the Fae, be up to date on your free quest. But then the big one, okay, well, I also have this one pulled up because there is one over here because there are missions. I guess make sure you do this. But let's talk about the big one, because this is the big one that is going to be getting everyone big money for the anniversary. And I know there might be some people that aren't aware how this works, and I don't know if you've been living under a rock, or maybe you're just, I don't know, a newer player, but just to break it down, no, you don't already have to have your servants leveled up. This is a permanent buff that they're putting into the buff, I guess? Well, I guess quality of life implementation that they're going to be bringing in here, that anytime you now go through your ascensions, you will not only get pure prisms, but most importantly, I would say, if they are a basically like event free-to-play, kind of including people like Mary Anning and Nobukatsu over here, you get 3 Saint Quartz, which is super dope. Now, I know a lot of people might be stressing out, being like, how much Saint Quartz am I going to get from this? Literally just go through, look at all of your servants that are like either story locked, limited, or just, again, we'll use Kiyohime, just a random servant that you can get on every banner. That is not a free-to-play that you get from an event. Think of your Saber Lilies, your what is her name? Hokusai Saber. Like, you think of like her, like those people, you're not going to be getting the Saint Quartz for. Like, those guys you get from the events. But everybody else, they're free money. They're all free eats. That's going to be a bunch of Saint Quartz. And just to break down how insane this kind of is, I just went ahead and like just counted sabers itself. It was like 33, 34 about that are viable, that are not like free to plays or, well, there's no friend point gacha, guys, I guess. I don't know why I was going to say that. But yeah, pretty much there are like 33, 34, not including some of these guys down here, because I had to stop myself from counting some of these people because we obviously don't have them yet. Although we will be getting you in just a fat minute over here on the NA side. So think about it like this. If you've got, let's just say, about 30 servants that are viable for each class, you multiply that by the 7 main classes, that is 210 servants that are potentially available to you. 3 Saint Quartz a pop. Even without the extra classes, that is like 630 Saint Quartz that you are looking at. Now, obviously, not everybody's got every single servant, so that might not be super real for everybody, but if you think about it in the way that, well, maybe you have about, 15 servants in each class. You've got like 15 sabers that are viable, and maybe you got like 15 archers that are available. Think about it like that. You multiply that by 7 for the 7 main classes. Obviously, there is the extra classes as well that I'm sure a lot of people also have, but this is just to give you a good ballpark estimate. And then you multiply that by 3, that's 315 Saint Quartz, which is a really healthy amount to get, because about on average, if the SSR rate is about 1%, and you do 100 polls, that's 300 Saint Quartz worth, right? That should be the ballpark for you to get a 5-star statistically. Now, I know statistics doesn't always quite work out. There's definitely some banners that people have been shafted on. The Crimhild one seems to be really just knocking everybody's lights out. But if you think about it like that, that's, I think, a very reasonable amount of servants to have done. And you don't have to have them max leveled. You just have to get them to their 4th ascension. I know when this came out on JP, I was just leveling up everybody I could to their 4th ascension and then just wouldn't level them up any further, which is why I still have a bunch of like random 3-stars that are like level 60 on JP because I forgot to go back and finish them. But, it's just really helpful. It was really nice for having extra attempts going into the different summer banners. So yeah, if you just get your guys leveled up, you're going to be big chillin', right? After you finish going through Trom, and even after you're done with Tugunska, just go hit up your dailies if you don't have any, anything else to go farm. Get your guys leveled. Obviously, if you're more of a veteran player, you can just convert that into blue apples for later. But, if you're someone who still has servants that they need to level up, just get them done. Get them to Ascension 4. You can worry about the skills and getting them to, like, maxed out level later. Just get those Saint Quartz, right? And after all, doing all of the Ascension and whatnot will also get you pure prisms when this comes out. and you could then convert those into materials that you need for your skills. So yeah, this is definitely the big one. This is one where you could be looking at upwards of, like, I think on JP the most that somebody got, if I'm remembering correctly, was about like pity. It was about that much. So if you have like every servant, I'm pretty sure you get about that much. I want to say it was in the about 1,000 range, but I'm not sure if that was ever confirmed for somebody having every single servant in the game leveled up that is viable for this. But it can get pretty ridiculous. I know that I myself am really looking forward to my chances at some of the different summer units. It's why I was perfectly fine with going, all out on the Crimhild banner, because I was like, well, I'm going to get a fat resupply when the anniversary hits, on top of all the different tickets and stuff that we're going to be getting, and, the extra little Saint Quartz from, the missions, and then going and doing the strengthening quests. So, yeah, it's going to be a pretty good anniversary. I don't really think we've had an anniversary this good since, where they just load us up with Saint Quartz, because this was a pretty ridiculous implementation in a very, very good way. So, I don't know, hopefully next anniversary, you get a fragment per skill level you've done. I don't know, something that could potentially give you a whole bunch of Saint Quartz, right? Something that could let you eke by some semblance of how good this was when this dropped over on the JP side of things. But with that being said, I have nothing else to say. I hope you guys enjoy going through Trom. I hope you have good pulls on Ruler Moriarty, who should be coming out in like a day or two, I think, over here on the NA side of things. So I hope you have good pulls on that. And when the anniversary drops, I hope you get who you want. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. You guys have yourselves a nice day. Peace.